16. At an age when most kids are just trying to figure out high school, Nicky Ryan was on the mats at the ADCC World Championships, the youngest guy to ever compete in that monster of a tournament. It was truly a challenging experience. That moment screamed special talent, not just a phenom in his own right, but also the younger brother of the already legendary Gordon Ryan, adding another layer of intense pressure. Everyone thought he was destined for undisputed greatness in the cutthroat world of competitive jiu-jitsu. But here's the thing about prodigies, especially those navigating the spotlight alongside family giants and the inevitable team dramas that can erupt in high-stakes environments. Their paths are rarely straight. What happens when raw talent crashes into the harsh reality of elite competition? What happens when your body begins to rebel against you and the burden of expectations feels overwhelming? This is the tale of Nicky Ryan, his ascent to the pinnacle, his descent into the abyss of setbacks, and his unwavering struggle to return to the forefront of grappling. This isn't just about how gifted he was, it's about how he refused to stay down. Section 1. The Genesis of a Prodigy. Nicky Ryan was born in New Jersey on June 27, 2001. He first tried jiu-jitsu when he was 8, mostly because of his older brother Gordon Ryan, the future grappling superstar. But it wasn't love at first roll for Nicky. He was pretty on and off with it. It wasn't until he was about 15, seeing his brother blow up in the sport, that something really clicked. This time, he was all in. And he wasn't kidding. To show just how serious he was, Nicky did something pretty out there. He left regular school. He started homeschooling with his coach at the time, John Danaher, so he could live and breathe jiu-jitsu. Right from the get-go, in that first month of serious training, he was already diving into advanced stuff like heel hooks, a signature move of the Danaher Death Squad's game-changing style. This hardcore focus set him on a crazy fast track. By 13, believe it or not, he was already making noise, winning tournaments against adults. It was obvious something special was brewing. His progress was insane. His potential looked endless. The grappling world definitely started to sit up and pay attention to this quiet kid from Jersey. Section 2. The Meteoric Rise. Pretty soon, those whispers about Nicky Ryan turned into a roar. His talent wasn't just promising, it was scary good for his age. At just 16, John Danaher handed him his purple belt, a rank almost never given out to someone that young. And then came a huge moment in 2017, his debut at the ADCC World Championships in Finland. He didn't win his match against the veteran AJ Agazarm, but the guts and skill that 16-year-old showed, it earned him massive respect. He wasn't just there to take part, he was proving he absolutely belonged on that stage. The wins started piling up. He became a two-time Polaris Invitational champion, first in 2018 and then again in 2019. That 2018 Polaris win was huge. He beat MMA fighter Phil Harris by locking in an armbar, grabbing the featherweight title at just 17. And yep, he defended it the next year. His drive also pushed him to a first-place finish at the ADCC US West Coast Trials in 2019. Training under John Danaher, Nicky's skills just got sharper and sharper. He got known for a slick open guard and a relentless hunt for submissions, all heavily influenced by that leg lock system the Danaher Death Squad made famous. He showed just how devastating his technique was in November 2020 at a Who's Number 1-4 event. He submitted Tony Ramos with a heel hook in just 23 seconds at the time. It was the fastest submission in Who and Apo's Doc's #1 history. Later that same month, on November 3, 2020, Nicky Ryan got his black belt from John Danaher. It was the peak of his journey through the colored belts, which included getting his brown belt in October 2019. The Prodigy was officially here, a young black belt with a scary reputation and the skills to back it all up. Section 3. The Gauntlet Facing Adversity. But climbing that high, that fast, it rarely comes without a few stumbles. The world of elite grappling doesn't forgive much, and Nicky Ryan's journey was about to hit some serious turbulence. Injuries, every athlete's nightmare, started to creep in. Back in November 2017, a knee injury during a match with AJ Agazarm at EBI 14 forced him to pull out early. Then, in August 2019, A back injury took him out of a big super fight everyone was waiting for, and the injury curse wasn't done. In November 2020, an arm injury during that record-breaking win against Tony Ramos meant he couldn't make his next match. Every injury, every loss, it wasn't just a test of his body, but also his mental toughness. That bottom for Nicky wasn't one single moment, but this long, tough stretch of fighting his own body and dealing with the constant pressure of being a phenom. Returning to the top required more than just talent. It required an unwavering determination. We really saw how serious things got in early 2025 when Nicky announced he was finally getting ACL reconstruction for a knee injury he'd been dealing with for nearly 3 years. That injury seriously messed with his training for the 2024 Craig Jones Invitational and pretty much meant he'd be out for most of 2025. This marked the lowest point in his journey, a significant physical and mental challenge to overcome. Nicky Ryan's had some absolute wars on the mats. Which one really sticks in your mind? Drop your favorite Nicky Ryan match in the comments below. We'd love to hear it. Section 4. The grind back. But for Nicky Ryan, hitting bottom wasn't the end. It was a turning point. That whole period of injuries and losses, it pushed him to his limits, but he continued to pursue grappling out of love for the sport. That never faded. And during this tough time, significant changes were happening behind the scenes too. After years with the Danaher Death Squad at Renzo Gracie's in New York, the famous group split up. It was all over the news. Nicky and some other ex-DDS guys packed up and moved to Austin, Texas to start something new, B-Team Jiu-Jitsu. His new venture was a fresh start, a chance to rebuild and get his head back in the game. Even with his knee constantly giving him trouble, Nicky kept competing. Examining his record from 2022 to 2024 reveals a somewhat uneven performance, highlighting the struggles he faced, both on the mats and in his own body. He went up against tough guys at the 2022 ADCC World Championships, losing to Renato Canuto. In 2023, he got a decision win over Rene Sousa at Who's Number 119, but then in December, he lost a points decision to Jonatas Gracie at the UFC Fight Pass Invitational 5. Fast forward to August 2024, and he lost a decision to Andrew Tackett at the Craig Jones Invitational. Win or lose, every single one of those matches was part of his fight back. Each time he stepped out there, it was him saying, "I'm not done yet." That decision in early 2025 to finally get the ACL surgery, that was a massive step in this whole grind back. It was him admitting, okay, my body's been holding me back, and committing to getting back to 100%. Like he said himself, he'd been wrestling with a completely torn ACL for almost 3 years, and it hugely affected how he could train and compete. So yeah, the surgery meant time off in 2025, but it was really an investment in his future in jiu-jitsu. And even while he was planning his rehab, we heard in April 2025 that he was still deep in B-Team's strategy, helping pick their team for the next Craig Jones Invitational. But more than just the wins or the cool techniques, Nicky Ryan's story is shaping up to be about incredible resilience. Think about it. To get so good, so young, then get hit with major adversity, all those injuries, the tough losses, and the spotlight that comes with it, and to still be in the fight, still determined to get back to the very top. That's a seriously powerful story. He's living proof of the dedication it takes not just to reach the top, but to stay there, and, maybe most importantly, to claw your way back. The whole jiu-jitsu world is definitely watching, not just for his return to the mats, but to see how this grappler, who's already lived a whole career in his first 10 years in the sport, keeps evolving. Nicky Ryan's journey really shows you the roller coaster of elite competition, doesn't it? If you're into more deep dives from the grappling world, do us a favor, subscribe to the channel and ding that notification bell so you don't miss what we've got coming up next.